the 7 wraths of the Most High. And I saw as it were a sea, right, of glass mingled with fire. He's talking about judgment, hell, like looking through that crystal city, like in the books of Revelation in the beginning. And them that had gotten what?
The victory over the beast.
They already conquered over the beast. They're coming to the end of the world. And over his
image.
They don't look like him, just like him. They're back in their white robes again. They no longer live in the image of the beast. No more jelly curls. And
over his mark.
They no longer live by his monetary system. Because his mark has to do with his money, like he mentioned in 13. Anybody that don't have his mark will not be able to buy and sell. So that mark has to do with money. Living under his money. We have to break that because, remember, his money gets its worth from our country. He gets his worth for his dollar from Africa. The gold, the platinum, the silver, the diamonds is coming from our country. We will no longer be under that. Go ahead.
And over the number of his name.
That's the 666. He had his time. 666 symbolizes his birth date, and let me go right through it, right quick. June 6th of 1966 in the Dakota House on 72nd Street in Manhattan, across from Central Park, directly facing Cleopatra's Needle. They performed a necromancy, which is a resurrection of the devil, right up in Manhattan on 72nd Street, and Satan was released from Hades, from the pit, right then, after being tied. That was June 6th of 1966. Now, that may sound crazy until I start giving you some crazy coincidences. Now, here's one of them. They gave y'all a fleet of movies in that period of time. Those movies were such as The Omen, Rosemary's Baby, The Omen 2, The Demon Seed, The Exorcist, Exorcist 2, Exorcist 3. They ran through a whole bunch of things. The Devil's Reign. Now, in these movies, they gave themselves away. The war that broke out, which is called a 6-day war in Israel, around June 6th, right? They negotiated it at a place called Camp what?
David.
Now, you go back and watch that Omen movie, you're going to find out that Damien is in a camp called Camp David. Coincidence? Maybe. They say that he was born of a jackal. Correct?
Correct.
Now, and the husband of the woman that gave birth to him was an ambassador who came from England to America. Correct?
Correct.
And was shot while in the Catholic Church in the back of the head. And according to the movie, the woman gave birth by way of a jackal. Coincidence. The woman lost the baby and they replaced it with the demon seed. The Pope came here and gave a big speech in the Yankee Stadium on June 6th of 1966. Remember, the word coincident means 2 incidents. First you get 1 incident, the second is a coincidence. Anything over co is no longer a coincidence. All this is a coincidence now, right? Now, in that picture, the Omen, they show you that once that president was shot, that a man was at the graveyard and he took the responsibility for the little boy Damien. Then he was sent to Belgium, where he resides today. Coincidence that the computer, IBM, happened to come out of Belgium. And the master computer is called IBM 3666. And it's being programmed by somebody they won't tell the world who it is. And in his programming, he has managed from June 6th of 1966 to engage every continent in the world is in war. And every government is seeing financial fall away. And there's been a plague of new diseases and new drugs and all forms of pornography and degradation and evil since June 6th of 1966. Coincidence? Now, write IBM on the board, clear. And I want people to tell me, anyone who saw the movie 2001 Space Odyssey, I want y'all to see something. Because in that movie, the computer took over. Y'all remember that? Yes. The computer took over. Now watch when you write IBM, what comes before it? What comes before I?
H.
What comes before B?
H.
What comes before
L.
How? How happened to be the same name of the computer that took over in the movie 2001 Space Odyssey. They said, how? Why are you doing this to us? How? How happens to be an Arabic word meaning I can do it. You understand? Now, all of these are coincidences. Let me go back over them. It's a coincidence that the movie Omen was about a man who was a politician who was a Catholic. He got shot in the head while trying to stab the devil boy, right, in the church. Coincidence. And his wife's name is Jackie, and Jackal and Jacqueline is the same. Coincidence. They happen to live up on 72nd Street in a Dakota house, which is a known Satanic building. Coincidence. The Pope happened to come in on June 6th of 1966, which would be 6666. Coincidence. And the Revelation 13 tells us it's the number of a man. Since then, there's been a rash of satanic movies. One after another, every year. In fact, 3 or 4 times a year, there's a new movie about the devil and how he wins. Coincidence. Somebody is being educated. Man, there's a rash after 66 of satanic murders. Satanic cult. You notice something about this satanic murders and satanic cult? You hear about any black ones? No. Why? Why is there no black satanic cults and mutilations of animals and mutilation of bodies? Why? How come? Black people follow everything else the white man says. How come they ain't following down that path? And I'm not talking racism, I'm talking common sense here. This is for real. Now, if you want to call the movie The Omen and the movie The Exodus, and the movie, where did they start the Exodus at? In Syria, right? It started with the Adhan, the call to prayer. And a Catholic preacher comes all the way from an Islamic country, which doesn't make sense, all the way back to America to try to exorcise the devil out of this little girl. What's her name?
Reagan.
What's her name?
Reagan.
What? Can you say that one more time?
Reagan.
Now that's a heck of a coincidence, huh? Now think about that. And the funny thing about it is, did the Christian preacher succeed in getting the devil out of Reagan? No. The devil threw him through a window and went on and possessed somebody else. You understand? Now, if you want to call all of these movies and all of these incidents coincidence, that's solely your prerogative. But I'm telling you, the devil is in the flesh. He came up out of the pit on June 6th of 1966, and the whole world is in danger. Not just white, black, Italian, Jew, Polish, Irish. The world is in danger. Whites who don't know that the devil's on earth is doing just as bad as you. You better believe it. Because they don't know. Don't think all white people know. All of them know they're the devil and they got a big conspiracy. They don't know. They find out gradually that what their people did is not normal. And they start saying, our ancestors did some treacherous and some cold-hearted things. Now, you want to take all these equations about the devil and call them a coincidence, that's your business. Now, let me ask you another question. What color was Damien, white or black?
White.
What color was Rosemary, white or black?
White.
Rosemary's baby?
White.
I mean, what does he have to do to tell you who he is? Tell me one movie where they depict a black man as a devil, except for Bill Cosby. And they did that, and then made him the biggest black person you ever known. They gave him a movie first where they depicted him as a devil in a comedy. And then after that, he became the #1 black example. He had the best program and top rating, the best. You call that, you think it's a coincidence? When they say Arsenio Hall got to go on television because he's too black? How can a person black be too black? I've seen some black people. I travel around the world. I've been to Africa and I've seen some black people, and they're not too black for me. How can a man like Arsenio Hall be too black? I could see if they was looking at somebody with dreads, with a, with some African culture, with an ox body or food on, sit up there with, I can understand him saying, no, he looks too black. So I can understand a guy sitting up there with Jerry curls, eyeliner on, that's too black? That's too buckwheat, you mean? And they're worried about Arsenio Hall, pull that man off television, and got some of the blandest people up there. Why? I'll tell you why. Because you liked the program. Because he made you laugh. So you watched it. Arsenio Hall had a good program, it was funny. And the ratings were shooting up too high. You know Ben Bereen did what they call blackface? Ben Bereen, brother, what are you doing to us in '88? Here we take all this time to live there. We fought up to the 60s and lost.